Welcome to the channel AG Chelsea News. Chelsea will face Real Madrid at Bernabeu Stadium. And here will be the latest news about the beloved club. Please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to support us. Ahead of the first round of the Champions League quarter-finals, Bonus Code Bets has put together their latest supercomputer to predict this season's European champions. Unfortunately for Chelsea, there will be no fairy tale end to the season as they will not make it past Real Madrid in the quarter-finals. Kalidou Koulibaly has revealed what Frank Lampard has told the players in training ahead of Chelsea's clash against Real Madrid in the Champions League quarter-final first leg. The 31-year-old defender said, "In training, he has been saying he will support us until the end and help us to be out of this situation." According to Brazilian outlet UOL, Marcelo Gallardo is close to putting pen to paper on a deal which will see him take the helm at Cobham in the summer. The report states that the former River Plate boss has been rejecting offers from various clubs in South America recently as he eyes a move to the Premier League. Gallardo was in charge at the Argentine outfit for 8 seasons, winning plenty of silverware including 2 Copa Libertadores, the South American equivalent of the Champions League. The 47-year-old, who left River Plate in October last year, worked closely with Fernandes at the Estadio Monumental, helping the Chelsea star take his first steps in senior football. Clearlake Capital's £4.25 billion investment to purchase Chelsea Football Club has been named Deal of the Year in the Private Equity International 2022 Awards, according to a fresh statement released on Tuesday. The deal, led by U.S. billionaire Todd Boehly and the private equity firm, was completed at the end of May after 2 months of uncertainty. Roman Abramovich had put the club up for sale after being sanctioned over alleged links to Russian President Vladimir Putin after the country's attack on Ukraine. Arsenal have announced that their Premier League fixture against Chelsea, which was due to take place on Saturday, April 29, has been rescheduled. A statement from the club read, "The Premier League has announced that our home league match against Chelsea will now take place on Tuesday, May 2nd, kicking off at 8 p.m. UK time. This change has been made as a result of the Metropolitan Police revising its position on policing the match." Real Madrid boss Carlo Ancelotti has backed Frank Lampard to succeed in his second stint as Chelsea manager as the two managers prepare to go head-to-head in the Champions League quarter-finals. The Blues legend was sacked in 2021 just months before Thomas Tuchel led the West Londoners to the Champions League glory. Speaking ahead of Chelsea's trip to the Santiago Bernabeu, Ancelotti offered his support to Lampard and believes the Blues legend will be a very good appointment. The Madrid boss said, "I think Lampard will do a very good job. It's a huge challenge. Real Madrid are one of the best teams in the world. They have a fantastic manager and players. But we have to believe in ourselves. We have a lot of quality and talent in this squad. We have to go there with confidence and try to get a positive result." Frank Lampard has spoken to the media ahead of Chelsea's Champions League quarter-final first leg against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu on Wednesday. Chelsea have landed in Madrid ahead of tomorrow night's first leg quarter-final matchup against Real Madrid, which sounds super scary and will undoubtedly be quite scary, but perhaps will be made a bit less scary thanks to the presence of Thiago Silva and N'Golo Kante, both of whom traveled. Kante was certainly expected to be there after making his first start in 7 months last week and getting the weekend off to recuperate, but the inclusion of Silva was far from certain after the 38-year-old returned to training just this week after 5 weeks out with a knee injury. But Frank Lampard did confirm in his pre-match press conference that Silva is fit and thus hopefully maybe even ready to start. They, Silva, Kante and Mason Mount, are all fit. They are all in the squad. The 3 players you mentioned are good and are here. In fact, the only players not to travel are Carney Chukwuemeka, mystery injury, and Armando Broja, ACL recovery, and of course those who are ineligible, Aubameyang, Madueke, Badiashile. As reported by our sister title, the Liverpool Echo, the Reds have stepped up their interest in Mount even further and he is now the club's priority to begin their revamp of their struggling midfield. The 24-year-old has just over 12 months remaining on his contract at Stamford Bridge, and the two parties are no closer to reaching an agreement over an extension. Mount hasn't been anywhere near his best this season, but his entourage still believe his wage package should be closer to some of the top earners at the club given his performances over the last few years. Meanwhile, Chelsea are looking to tie him down to a 7-year contract, while Mount's camp want a shorter deal so there is more room to negotiate in the future. Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp are massive admirers of Mount and believe this summer presents an opportunity to possibly sign him at a reduced price due to his contract situation. Chelsea, in an ideal world, would like Mount to extend his stay with the club, but if it gets to the summer and the issue is not resolved, then they would be more open to selling, it's understood. Chelsea defender Ben Chilwell has signed a 2-year contract extension which will keep him at Stamford Bridge until 2027. Chilwell has endured an injury-plagued spell over the last 2 seasons, but Chelsea were keen to extend his stay at Stamford Bridge. The 26-year-old left-back, signed from Leicester in 2020, was part of the Chelsea squad that won the Champions League in 2021. A ruptured cruciate knee ligament ruined Chilwell's 2021-22 season, and he has also missed 3 months of this campaign, including the World Cup, with a hamstring injury. Manchester City were reportedly interested in making a close-season bid for Chilwell. But on the eve of Chelsea's Champions League quarter-final first leg at Real Madrid on Wednesday, Chilwell, who has made 80 appearances for the Blues, agreed to add 2 more years to a contract that was due to expire in 2025. "I feel very settled at Chelsea and have really enjoyed my time on the pitch here, so I'm very pleased the club want me to be part of the project long-term, and am very happy to sign this extension to my contract," he said. "We are working hard for success and I will do my best to bring more smiles to the faces of the fans who have made me feel so welcome." The Blues were the busiest sides in the January window, having splashed the cash to sign David Datro Fofana, Andre Santos, Benoit Badiashile, Joao Felix and Michael Mudryk as former boss Graham Potter looked to strengthen his squad for the second phase of the season, but the summer transfer window will give the Blues an opportunity to add a few more players to the side, and that has led to reports that the exciting GAVI is a player that the board now wants. And with a big move expected in the summer, the teenage sensation has been encouraged to think carefully about his future and consider a far more modest club rather than Chelsea or PSG, where he'll be thrown back under the limelight. Speaking on Dutch TV show Veronica Inside, Vink suggested a move to Benfica, Napoli or Borussia Dortmund for Simons, should he decide to leave. "He radiates a lot of fun and just keeps going," said the former Netherlands international, as quoted by Tribal Football. "I was jokingly wondering if you can outgrow the Eredivisie within a year, but Simons proves it from the start and is decisive at PSV. I hope he stays after this season. If he were to go to Chelsea or return to Paris Saint-Germain, he would get much less playing time and his development would stagnate." And that's also the set of news in today's video. Thanks for watching and see you soon.